Mint Fantôme and Takanashi Kiara will stream Age of Empires 2, and that is very important. At the end of this video, you will not only understand this statement, but also, hopefully, agree with it. There is a lot to unpack here. VTubing and Age of Empires are cultural powerhouses, but I am very familiar with both of them. A VTuber is just like a regular content creator. They can be streamers, YouTubers, produce shorts, etc. There are no limitations to the formats they can use. The main difference is that instead of showing their faces, VTubers express themselves by means of an avatar. A VTuber is a pairing between the person controlling it and this avatar itself. Recent technologies like face tracking and Live 2D bring life into these avatars, allowing them to move, show emotions, furthering the capabilities of the content creators and boosting the enjoyment of viewers. VTubing is very recent. It started less than 10 years ago, has a very small niche in Japan. However, its current growth has been monumental. Nowadays, VTubers are completely mainstream. They fill arenas with their concerts, break streaming records, they can mobilize huge events. VTubing culture is so massive that even several subcultures are forming. No single individual knows everything that is happening in the world of VTubing. And that brings us into the two stars of today's video, Kiara and Minto. Both of these VTubers were pioneers. First debuting in 2020, this is the era where VTubers were starting to spread towards the West. Kiara debuted as one of the first English speakers of Hololive, a massive corporation in the world of VTubing. Both of them have established loyal communities of supporting fans. They achieved this by using their captivating personalities, producing variety content like chatting, original musics or song covers, playing video games, amongst others. And talking about video games, this brings us to Age of Empires. It will not be the first time they cover this game. In the past, Kiara even got coached by Ellie4K, a well-known name from the Age of Empires community. They are also not the only VTubers playing Age of Empires. However, this is big. A collaboration between an indie VTuber, a corpo VTuber, both huge names, and the common ground will be Age of Empires. I am beyond thrilled. Age of Empires 2 is old. Originally released in 1999, it is a household name for strategy fans. Even after 25 long years, this game is still very popular, with an active community and pro scene. How alive is Age of Empires 2? Well, recently we had a major tournament, Red Bull Wololo El TheNando, and that tournament took place in a freaking castle, with staff dressed up in medieval clothes. That's the current state of Age of Empires 2. We fans are eating well. There are so many tournaments, events, content creators. How did the game manage to live this long? Well, it's thanks to everyone. The developers, the modders, the player base, the community, the content creators. There are so many established names like Spirit of the Law, Neely, T90, Hera, The Viper, Dave, Doubtman. I could go on and on. Any fan can find a streamer that caters to their preference. The community is super active, supportive, and wholesome. Sharing my personal story, I didn't plan to become an Age of Empires content creator. I tested the waters, and people were so wholesome in receiving me, I decided to stay here. However, there are some limitations. Getting into strategy games can be quite rough, and the learning curve is not easy at all. The first few games of Age of Empires can be extremely frustrating. On top of that, there are 25 years of accumulated culture. That means that we, old fans, have a lot of inside jokes, but it also means that there's a lot of references like Tout Castles or T90 farms that can be overwhelming for new viewers. The world of Age of Empires caters very well to its core audience. It's rare for people to leave. However, it is also rare for people to enter. Stagnation can be a hallmark of preservation, but it can also be a foreshadowing towards imminent decay. What we need is new people getting interested in the game, sharing their passion, and the best way to achieve that is by having new content creators approaching the game with a fresh perspective. That is what Kiara and Minto are doing for Age of Empires. They fulfill the vital role of showcasing the game in a new light. Not burdened by years of accumulated experience and cultural references, it is the best way for new viewers to get into Age of Empires. You'll need to dedicate several hours to become a professional. However, it takes only a few minutes to enjoy the game. You can produce quality content even if you're not an expert in Age of Empires. You can enjoy the game even just by watching. These are all important messages that we need to get across if you want to promote the longevity of Age of Empires. And that is why I'm so thrilled to see a new community, to see new people joining the world of Age of Empires. I would like to make a few requests to the fanbase of which I'm a part of. If you're an Age of Empires fan, do not gatekeep anyone. Remember your innocent joy when you first explore the game and let others have that same slow exploration. Do not overwhelm them. We get very excited about this game, we want to share everything, bombard them with decades of vocabularies and inside jokes. But that's not the best way to welcome people. Let's steady our pace. And finally, support but do not pressure. Leave likes, leave comments, leave positive engagement, positive reinforcement for things you want to see. But if people want to step away from Age of Empires, let them. Do not pressure anyone, we want people to love our game, not to be held captive in it. If you're a Vtuber fan, know that there's a huge world inside Age of Empires, and that the community for this game is very alive and active. If you want to enjoy Age of Empires, do it at your own pace. You can just play the campaign, just watch streams, or maybe your ambition is to become the next pro player. You decide your own path, what matters is that you have fun. For me, it is amazing to see two fandoms that I enjoy crossing over. Personally, I did this video for one main reason. Because I'm happy, and I want to share my happiness. So once again, Takanashi Kiara and Mint Phantom are doing an Age of Empires 2 stream. For me, that is very important, and now I hope that you understand why. If you're a VTuber fan, know that there's a huge world inside of Age of